Hi students, welcome to main lesson 3. In the last two lessons we have studied angles and system of measurement of angles. Today let us study the actual study of trigonometry. Look at this diagram. This is a coordinate system with x-axis, y-axis, and this is the circle with center O and radius 1. Now, you take any radius OP and then draw perpendicular PM. So, this distance, this OM will be A and this PM will be B. So that coordinate of P is AB. So this is the preparation. Now with the help of this, we can define 6 trigonometric ratios. So the first one is sine x. Here x means x is the angle in radian. So let me try to recollect once again. This is x-axis. The radius OP is rotated in the anti-clockwise direction and making an angle x, say x radian. Then we define the following ratios. Sin x means actually opposite side by hypotenuse. So it is PM by OP. Now as I told you already, the radius of this circle is 1. So now by definition, PM is opposite side B. So it is B divided by 1 because radius is 1. So this is B. Similarly, we can define cos x equal to, definition of cos x is adjacent side divided by hypotenuse. So it is OM divided by OP. So this is A divided by 1. So this is A. Similarly, we can define tan x will be equal to opposite divided by adjacent. So it is PM divided by OM, and this is equal to B divided by A. And then we can define the remaining 3 reciprocal ratios, that is cosec x or cosecant x will be equal to, it is 1 by, that is actually OP divided by PM. So this is 1 by B. Same way secant x, this will be equal to, so it is reciprocal of cos, so it is OP divided by OA, this is 1 by A. Then we have defined cot x equal to, this is the reciprocal of tan x, so this is OM divided by PM, so this is equal to, tan is B by A, this is A by B. So this we have done. Of course, in the high school, what you have done is using triangle you have done it. Here we are taking a unit circle. The only difference is hypotenuse is 1. Therefore, after the ratio you will get B only here. Here A you are getting. So this is the starting point. So 6 different trigonometric ratios we can define. Now, of course, with the help of this definition, there are many interesting things which we can discuss. For example, you see, sin x and cosecant x, if you see, one is B, another one is 1 by B. So definitely sin x is same as 1 by cosec x. So this is the relation. Similarly, cos x is same as 1 by secant x. And similarly, cot x is same as 1 by tan x, let us take, because I have taken these ratios. So both are one and the same, but let me take tan x equal to 1 by cot x. So these are the relationship between direct ratio and their reciprocal ratio, or even see there are many other ways of presenting the same thing. Sin x into cosecant x is 1, cos x into secant x is 1, tan x into cot x is 1. This is one thing. Similarly, We can also find the relationship between sine and cos and tan. For example, you see, when you take sine x divided by cos x, so what you get is sine x is b divided by cos x is a. So you can see very well here, this is tan x. Same way, if you take cos x by sin x, that becomes cot x. So like that, different relationship we can establish between the trigonometric ratios. So this is the first thing which you have to understand. Then let me discuss a few very important, very interesting aspects of trigonometric ratios. First, we shall establish the connection between different ratios. They are known as fundamental identities. Fundamental identities. And remember, all these things I think you might have studied, but let us study them once again as if it is new to us. Now the first one I think you know, sine square x plus cos square x. This is one identity, fundamental. Second one is 1 plus tan square x equal to secant square x. And the third identity is 1 plus cot square x equal to cosecant square x. Actually, they are very simple to prove. See, you take the same diagram. See how we can prove is. See, and before that you should also know one thing. What is the meaning of sine square x? This means sine x, then its square. So that is the meaning of sine square x. Similarly, cos square x means cos x, its square. So that is the understanding. Now let us prove them. It is very simple. Let us take the first one for example. Look at this diagram. What is sine x? What is sine x? Sine x by definition is, it is b divided by 1. So this is b. Similarly, cos x will be equal to a divided by 1. We have seen this already. Now let us take the left hand side. Sine square x plus cos square x will be equal to, no? Sin x is b means sin square x is b square. Similarly, cos x is a means cos square x is a square. So this. But is it 1? Yes, look here. Radius is already 1. Therefore, a square plus b square is 1. So this is 1 because a square plus b square is 1 because of the Pythagoras theorem. In a right angle triangle, square of the side here, base, and square of this side will be equal to square of this side. So it is 1. Now, using the same diagram, we can also establish this. For example, you see, you take left hand side 1 plus tan square x equal to, substitute 1 plus, what is tan x now? Definition of tan x is opposite by adjacent. So b by a. So this is b square by a square. So now simplify. LCM is a square. Then here a square plus b square. A square plus b square. Once again, a square plus b square is 1. Therefore, we can write it as 1 by a square. But what is 1 by a square? You can see here, a is cos. Therefore, it is 1 by cos square x. But what is 1 by cos square x? It is secant square x. So, it is secant square x. So, this is the proof. Same way, you can try this one. Same method, 1 plus cot square you have to take. Where cot square is a square by b square. Take the LCM, simplify, you get the proof. There is another interesting thing. See, this is how trigonometry is a very interesting branch of mathematics. There is a lot of, logical game. I can prove this one using this also. Look here. See, sine square x plus cos square x equal to 1. Now what I do is, I want to show that it is 1 plus tan square equal to secant square x. So divide this by, say, cos square x. Here also cos square x. Here also cos square x. Because you know that in an equation, we can divide left hand side as well as right hand side. Now what is sin square x by cos square x? It is sin x by cos x whole square. So this is sin x by cos x, then whole square. This is 1. But no, 1 by cos square x can be written as secant square x. If you take above, it is secant square x. But what is sin by cos? Tan. So we get this one. So tan square x plus 1 equal to secant square x. Now you can understand, I think you can guess now how to prove the same, this one using the same method. Instead of dividing by cos square x, take this identity, divide by sin square x. So sin square x by sin square x becomes 1. Cos square x by sin square becomes cot square x. Then 1 by sin square x becomes cosecant square x. So this is the trick actually. Basically we take it as 3 fundamental ratio identity, but strictly speaking there is only one identity, that is sin square x plus cos square x equal to 1. The same identity can be written in 2 different forms using other trigonometric ratios. So this is the understanding. So this is the second important aspect. Let me just sum up first. First we have defined 6 trigonometric ratios, that is number 1. Second one, we have taken the first fundamental identities, 3. Of course, these are the most frequently used identities, therefore you have to remember them. Then let us take the next concept is, this also I have studied in school level, standard values of trigonometric ratios. So you have studied all these things. But let me first explain what is the meaning of standard angle. See, 0 degree, then 30 degree, then 45 degree, then 60 degree, then 90 degree. They are called the standard angles. You know why they are called standard angle? See, in geometry, actually there are 2 parts. One is construction, practical geometry, another one is theoretical geometry. And you have studied these 2 branches in your school level. In practical geometry, what we do is, we construct certain angles, triangles, square, round, so many things we have done it. Without using protractor, if you can draw an angle with a specific measure, so those angles are called standard angles. For example, recall, you can construct 30-degree angle. What is the method? So the one method is, for example, you can construct equilateral triangle. You know the method. So any equilateral triangle, this angle is 60 degree. And you also know how to bisect it. So therefore it is 30, 60, half of 60 is 30. So 30-degree angle can be constructed without using protractor, using only compass or compass and divider, scale, etc. Not protractor. So without any measurement, we yourself can construct. So that is the thing. So 30 degree. Same thing we can construct 45 degree also. What is that trick of constructing 45-degree angle? For example, you take one line segment, draw a perpendicular here. So then see that these 2 are equal. If you join this, this is also 45, this is also 45, because this is already 90. Sum of other 2 must be 90. Each one must be equal because these 2 sides are equal. So this is the way we can construct some of the angles. Not, for example, you cannot construct 10 degree. It's not possible. You cannot trisect an angle. Bisecting is possible. So geometrical construction method is there. So 45 you can construct. Half of 45 you can construct. So that is also a standard angle. 60, half of 60 you can construct. 90 you know how to construct it, drawing the perpendicular. So these angles are called standard angles. So without geometrical construction, that is without using say protractor, then measuring instrument, etc., we can construct this one construct. Therefore they are called standard angles. This is the understanding. Now let me show you how to see these 2. I will take later, 0 degree and 90 degree. You have already studied this one. See, this is the table if you remember. One is trigonometric ratio, so sine, then cos, then tan. We will take only this. First one is 0 degree. Then of course this can also be written 0 radian. This is pi by 6 radian. This is pi by 4. This is pi by 3. This is pi by 2. Both are one and the same. So, and I told you in the last class, normally we use this method, radian. So anyway, we are familiar with the degree, therefore let me use degree here. So this is 0 degree, 30 degree, 45. Let me remove this one. Then 60 degree, then 90. You know, sine is 0, then half, then 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2, then 1. Same thing here, it is 0, then half, 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2, 1. Then of course, how to write this ratio. This by this is 0. This by this means it is 1 by root 3. This is 1 because 1 by root 2 by 1 by root 2. Then this is root 3. This is not defined because 1 by 0 not defined. I think you have studied this one. I will tell you how to remember this later. There is a very interesting connection, actually method of remembering this. Let me show you just for curiosity how to show that sine 30 is half degree, sine 45 degree is 1 by root. So we can practically do it. This is the method. Let us take, for example, a coordinate system. I will take, say this is O, this is, I will be taking only the first quadrant. Say you draw a line segment, any line segment. Let us say it is 1 unit. This is 1 unit. Then this is, sorry, I'm sorry. This is 90 already. This angle is 90. So you know how to bisect the angle. That method you know. Of course, I need not show here. Let us bisect this angle using practical approach. So this is the bisection. Let me say this AP, this is OP, this is origin. This is 1 unit. This is 1 unit. That's what I wanted to say actually. Now what you do is draw here perpendicular. Say this is M. Then you know that this is a right angle triangle, and by construction this is 45 degree because I have bisected it. So look at this one. If this is x and value, this is also x only because these two are equal. Isosceles triangle. Now what is the value of x and x here? You can calculate using Pythagoras theorem. X square plus x square equal to 1 because hypotenuse is 1, 1 square is 1. So 2x square equal to 1, or x square equal to 1 by 2. So x equal to 1 by root. X equal to 1 by root. Therefore, I can replace this by 1 by root 2. This is also 1 by root. So this is my preparation now. Now what is, say this angle, let us take it as theta. So now sine, sorry, it's not theta, 45 degree. Why we should take theta? 45 degree. So now sine 45 degree will be equal to, by definition, opposite is 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2, and hypotenuse is 1, so there is no need to write once again, so it is 1 by root 2. Similarly, cos 45 degree, once again adjacent by hypotenuse, so once again it is 1 by root 2. What is tan 45? Tan 45 degree. So tan 45 degrees opposite by adjacent. So it is 1 by root 2. If you want to write 1 by root 2, so 1. So this is, so the first one here I have completed this. Actually it is the proof. 1 by root 2, 1 by root 1. Now you may ask, this is fine, 45 degree. How to show 30 degree angle and 60 degree angle? So for that, you see, that's therefore uh, to study trigonometry, you should have a sound knowledge of geometry. Knowledge of geometry is very, very much essential. Otherwise, you will not appreciate trigonometry. So now, how to show this one? Let me show you. Say, same method. I am not using triangle in the beginning. I am using coordinate system only. So O, this is X, this is Y, of course, Y dash, X dash. What I do now is, my preparation is like this now. I will take see, this is a construction. I will take a triangle here like this. Construction is like this, such that this side, and this side, all the three are equal. This is possible. You know how to draw, construct an equilateral triangle. Procedure is, of course, if you want to recall, take a compass and cut off an arc here. Then with the same compass, you cut off an arc here. With the same compass, you cut off an arc. So this point, then you join them. All the three are equal. You know why I have done this, constructed this triangle? Because I wanted 60 degree. So now, if you draw this perpendicular midpoint, say, let us say this is P, this is M. See, this is the beauty of, trigonometry. So it is always connected with geometry. So now this is, one thing is, this is 1 unit. If you take this entire as 2 unit, this is 1 unit, and this is 2, because equilateral triangle. And you know from Pythagoras theorem, if this is 2, this is 1, 2 square 4, 4 minus 1 3, so this is root 3. Now our construction is that this is 60 degree, 60 degree. Therefore now look at the diagram. What is sine 60? What is sine 60? Sine 60 will be equal to now opposite root 3 divided by hypotenuse 2. So you can check, this is the value. Similarly, if you take cos 60 degree, this will be equal to adjacent by hypotenuse. So it is 1 by 2. So you get this value. And tan 60 degree. So that is equal to, what is the definition? Opposite, adjacent. So it is root 3 by 1. This is root 3. So we got this one. Now you may ask me, sir, it's okay, fine. So 45 degree I have done, 60 degree I have done. How to do 60 degree, 30 degree? You need not do one more diagram. Look here, if it is 60 degree, what about this angle? This is 30. So now, for this angle, this is the opposite side, this is the hypotenuse, this is the adjacent. So this becomes, you can check here, sine 30 will be equal to, for this angle opposite is this. So it is 1 by 2. Same way you can do. So you get this one, 1 by 2, root 3 by 2, 1 by 3. Now the last point which I have to convince you, because you see, in mathematics, it is not simply memorizing. You have to understand the concept. Once you understand the concept, two things happen. One is you will be taking more and more interest. You will be motivated. Oh, this is the fun. Second one is, it is very easy to remember. See, once you understand, remembering will not be difficult. Mechanically memorizing is difficult because you will confuse. So this is the thing. Last two things I have to show you. Why sine 0 is 0, why cos 0 is 1, and why tan 0 is 0. This, of course, you have to do very carefully, and you have to observe very carefully. So what I do is, let me take x, O, x dash, y, y dash. Imagine I am taking a unit circle, of course, unit circle need not be taken. You take a line segment, say P. Any line segment, let us say. Let us say this point is x and y. Meaning, if you draw the perpendicular here, this is x, this is y, this is m. Let us say this is r. Now what is r actually? R is actually equal to square root of, you know this one, r will be equal to square root of a square plus b square. So this is very simple. Now let us take, say this is theta. So now let me take one by one. What is sine theta? Sine theta will be equal to, by definition, y divided by r. Okay. Now imagine, suppose this line segment OP comes in this direction such that what happens is this theta keeps on decreasing. This you have to imagine now. Theta keeps on decreasing. Therefore, when P approaches M or x-axis, when P approaches x-axis, theta keeps on reducing. That is one thing. So when it falls on x-axis, theta becomes 0. It is very simple. Therefore, sine 0 will be equal to, actually, when this OP lies on x-axis, coincides with x-axis, what will happen to x and y? Just think. So this x will be same as this one, r, because it comes like this. Okay. Then what will happen to y? Y will be 0 because the height keeps on decreasing. The moment it comes to x-axis, y becomes 0. Therefore, what will be sine 0? Just think. So here it will be y divided by r. This y becomes 0. Y becomes 0. It's very simple. What will happen to r? If I say r will be equal to x, sometimes students get confused. How r can be kept? Look here. So here, sorry, I made a mistake. Here it is x square plus y square. Now what was our assumption? Y is 0. Substitute here y equal to 0. What happens? R will be equal to x. R will be equal to x. So when this falls on, it coincides with x-axis, this r will be same as x. So what happens is, this is x. This will not be 0. Please note. So this is 0. So this is established logically. Now, you may ask, how do you show that cos 0 is 1? Look here. Cos theta. First let us take theta. Cos theta equal to, by definition, it is x adjacent divided by r. Same argument. When this OP exactly coincides with x-axis, what happens? So, y becomes 0 once again, r becomes x. So I need not explain once again. This becomes x upon x. So this is 1. Therefore, this becomes 1. Tan 0 I need not prove once again. So this becomes 0. This becomes x only. So 0. So this is the logical way of deducing the result. Now, same way we can show the last result, that is sine 90 is 1, cos 90 is 0, etc. How to do it? Same method. See, O x dash, then y dash. See, you take same thing. So this is x, this is m as before, this is p, and this is y. This is r, and r will be equal to square root of x square plus y square. Now what you have to do is, this is theta. Instead of taking this side, you take OP this side. What will happen? What do you mean by 90? 90 means when this OP exactly lies on y-axis or coincides with y-axis, this theta becomes 90. So therefore, sine theta will be equal to, as before it is y by r. As before it is y by r. Now, this, when it is 90, so sine 90 will be equal. When it lies on this one, what about this value, y value? This will be r, because x becomes 0. You can check. See, when you rotate this line like this, x keeps on decreasing. Then when it comes here, what happens to, what will be the value of x? It will be 0. Therefore, this is y becomes r or r becomes x. Both are only same. X becomes 0, y becomes y only. So r will be equal to y actually. So here what happens is y divided by y or r by both we can write. So So this is 1. Therefore, you get sine 91. Apply the same logic. So now cos theta will be equal to, what is the definition? It is x divided by r. Now once again, when this p lies on y-axis or when OP you are taking here, so this x will be 0 and r will be y. So you get 0 by r. Whether you write r or y, one and the same, they are equal. So this is 0. Now it is very clear. What is tan theta? Tan theta will be y by x. Now when this p comes to 0, you know already r is same as y. Whether you write r or y, one and the same. But what about x becomes 0? So this actually becomes y by 0, which is not defined. Therefore not defined. So these are the logical proofs of the finding the values of this. Now the last point today, how to remember this one. Is there any speciality of these numbers? Yes. See, one way of remembering is this. So remember like this. 0, these 5 values you have to remember. 0, half, 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2, 1. First thing. Same thing you write in the reverse order. 0, half, 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2, 1. Then take the ratio. This is one thing. There is a beauty actually. See, for example, if you write 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. Then what you do is take the square root of this like this. First one. Then divide by 2. What do we get? Sine ratio you get. See, this by this is 0. Then 1 root square root of 1 is 1. 1 by 2, it is 1 by 2. Root 2 by root 2 is 1 by root. Root 3 by 2 as it is, root 3 by 2. And root 4 is 2, so it's 1. So you get the first one. So it is very interesting. You see 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4 you have to write. Then what you have to do? Take the square root. Then divide all the values by 2. You get the first one. How to remember the second one? No fun. Take it in the reverse order. Then how to find tan? Very simple. Take the ratio sine by cos. So this is a say one thing which you should remember. I told you already, trigonometry is a game actually. It is an intellectual game. Don't mechanically try to memorize the thing. No. It will be a burden and then after some time it will be a frustration for us. But remember like this. You try to understand how different concepts are developed, so that it becomes very easy and you will be interested to learn more. So today let me conclude here. What I have done is I have defined 6 trigonometric ratios. That is number 1. Second one, we have studied once again the fundamental identities and how to prove it. Then I have shown you how to show different trigonometric standard angles, for example 0 degree to 90 degree. Then there is a connection between them. With this let me conclude. In the next session let us continue with some more interesting aspects of trigonometric ratios. Till then, bye. If you have subscribed my channel, well, it is very good. Otherwise, please subscribe and share with your friends. Let us meet in the next class. Till then, bye. Take care.